Hello and welcome to the South Indian. My name is Sudha Sadanand, and as always I shall bring to you 9 top stories from the south of India. The first story, which is now making national headlines, is coming up. MUDA Chairperson K Marigowda quits citing health issues. BJP questions the timing of Marigowda's resignation, targets Chief Minister Siddaramaiah. All right, that's our top story. MUDA chief quits. Clock ticking for Siddaramaiah. We are asking a question, and I hope we can get the answers at the end of this first debate. You know, he was handpicked by Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, K Marigowda, who resigned today as chairperson of MUDA. Even as the Chief Minister is battling allegations of benefiting from the MUDA land exchange scheme, where 3.16 acres of land outside Mysuru was gifted to Siddaramaiah's wife Parvati by her brother in 2010 and allegedly exchanged for 14 housing sites in a prime locality in Mysuru. The first indication of perhaps this is a land scam snowballed into a thorn in the Chief Minister's side when Parvati surrendered her land to MUDA out of her own volition. At the time, MUDA said how they have gone through the provisions in the Act and how there are provisions within the Act to take it when given back voluntarily. Let me quote MUDA Commissioner A.N. Raghunandan here at the time when Parvati Siddaramaiah went and surrendered her land. Now, the sites which stand in the name of Miss Parvati will be transferred back to MUDA. This will be financially beneficial to the MUDA also. All right. But the fact of the matter is that Siddaramaiah is in deep trouble. There are no two ways about it. 2 cases have been filed against him, one by the ED on the charge of PMLA and the other by the Lokayukta on charges of corruption, cheating and forgery in connection with the alleged allotment of 14 MUDA housing sites to the CM's wife in 2021. Marigowda, of course, has quoted ill health for his resignation today. But let's also not forget that this close aide of Chief Minister Siddaramaiah walked the extra mile to defend his long-time aide Siddaramaiah and said there were false allegations against the Chief Minister in the MUDA scam by quoting other similar cases like Vishwanath. He said, look at that case. So he was defending the Chief Minister. Now, all through, Chief Minister Siddaramaiah has stuck to his guns and ignored every comment calling for his resignation.
We are protesting is demanding resignation. Yes, sir. Okay. Sorry, sir. We are protesting is demanding resignation. Yes, sir. Okay. Sorry, sir.
That's been, I picked up that particular bite of Siddaramaiah to show that this has been his attitude throughout. You keep quiet. You keep quiet. But the opposition, that is the Bharatiya Janata Party, has been baying for Siddaramaiah's scalp ever since the Valmiki scam and also the MUDA scam broke. And today, the resignation of Marigowda, the chairperson of MUDA, the clarion call of the BJP has only increased several notches.
कि मुदा के जो चेयरमैन है कर्नाटक में, मुदा के चेयरमैन ने अभी इस्तीफा दिया है। चंद दिनों पहले सिद्धरमैया साहब जो कर्नाटक के सीएम हैं और हमें लगता है तुरंत इस्तीफा देना चाहिए, उन्होंने भी पेशकश की थी कि जो जमीन उन्हें आवंटित हुई थी मुआवजा के रूप में, उस जमीन को वो वापस करेंगे। तो 1+1 मिलकर 2 होता है। मुदा के चेयरमैन का इस्तीफा और जमीन वापस करने की जो पेशकश सीएम साहब की रही है कर्नाटक में, ये एक बात स्पष्ट करता है कि मुदा स्कैम में सर से पांव तक कांग्रेस पार्टी के वहां के सबसे बड़े नेता सिद्धरमैया जी खुद लिप्त हैं। From head to toe, Siddaramaiah, the Chief Minister of Karnataka, is embroiled in the MUDA scam. There is no doubt about it. So
Siddaramaiah is hemmed in. Is the clock ticking for Siddaramaiah? Let me ask the experts. Vijay Prasad, spokesperson for the BJP in Karnataka, is joining us, and Satyaprakash, spokesperson for the KPCC, is also joining us on the debate. A very, very warm welcome to both of you. Satyaji, let me first come to you. Satyaprakash ji, I do sympathize with Marigowda sir that he is unwell, but look at the timing of it all. You know, Mr. like Siddaramaiah is in the middle of a problem. There are 2 cases against him. These are very serious charges. I am not saying he is guilty, sir. The courts will decide. Who am I? But all I am saying is that the timing of this seems very, very kind of suspicious for Mr. Marigowda, you know, to put in his papers. And also let me tell you that what many viewers may not know, and maybe you can correct me if I am wrong, this came to light, the MUDA scam, after Shri Marigowda wrote a letter to former MUDA Commissioner Dinesh Kumar. The letter was apparently attributed to Shri Marigowda having a feud with another Congress leader in Mysuru over the allocation of sites. Now, recently also my sources are telling me that Marigowda has had public spats with Siddaramaiah. Your opening comments, Satyaji.
Good evening, Sudhaji.
Hi.
First of all, we have to understand that Marigowda had nothing to do with this whole episode of giving sites to Mr. Siddaramaiah. When he was the chairman, these sites were not given to Siddaramaiah. Second, coming to the timing of this resignation, there were some reports of some fissures within the Congress where people felt that Mr. Marigowda, was responsible, for the leakage of this scam or something like that by few party workers. Yes, you are right. Seeing all this, and looking at his health condition, he has taken a decision voluntarily. He has gone to the CM and offered his resignation. Now let us understand, what has this resignation got to do with this? The official head of MUDA is still the commissioner. The chairperson or the chairman of the MUDA has no powers as such. He only sits on the MUDA, whatever, that this comes. Still, the executional head of the MUDA is the commissioner. So, whether Marigowda remains as chairperson or no.
Yeah, you are technically right, Satyaji. I don't kind of want to spar with you on that. But, you know, when Marigowda was appointed the chairperson of MUDA, I am going to read out what he said. I have taken charge of MUDA only because of the blessing of the Chief Minister. I am his staunch follower and work according to his directions. He said, I've been with Siddaramaiah since 1983. I was made the Mysuru Taluk Panchayat President in 1995. I thank the CM. So, when you are so close, you can just go, and perhaps that is the whole point, you know, the closeness. Because even in MUDA, I do not know, sir, PMLA and all, I do not know if there is a money trail. I will not talk about it. But did Parvati Siddaramaiah, with due respects to the lady, was she given land because of her husband's influence? The question here is of morality, of influence, of how close you are. This open spat that Marigowda has had with Siddaramaiah publicly, there is too much pressure because the man had a stroke. I know this. In September, he said, I had a stroke. There is too much pressure on him.
Mr. K Marigowda, Sudha, please understand, Mr. K Marigowda didn't have a public spat with Siddaramaiah. He had a spat when he went to receive Siddaramaiah. Few of the Congress followers in Mysore had a tiff with him, that's it. And he didn't have a stroke at that time. He had a stroke much before that when he was on his way to Bangalore. We need to understand. Now let us understand, all what you said about Marigowda is right. He is a staunch follower, everything. Now there is a Lokayukta scam which is investigation which is happening. There is an ED investigation which is happening. If a staunch follower of Siddaramaiah is not heading MUDA, that is good for the investigating agency. That is good for the opposition parties. That a man who is a staunch follower of Siddaramaiah will no longer be the head of MUDA, and all these investigations will have.
No, it is not good news. It can be about pressure. It can be about pressure which is being put on him. I have to look at it from all angles. Why? Pressure by CM maybe. Pressure. Come on, Satyaji, you and I, we know enough about the way politics works, no? There could be, the man could be under tremendous pressure. We'll find out. Taking a break now. When I come back, ladies and gents, I'll go to Vijay Prasad, spokesperson for the BJP, to talk about, is the clock ticking for Siddaramaiah and the plausible reason for Marigowda's resignation? See you on the other side.
A warrior so brave he'll forever be hailed. Maharashtra is the hit.
Maharashtra tourism.
How do you fulfill that promise? Because ultimately expectations have to be met. If you look at the political landscape, is it really changing for women? And what is the inability of the forces that dead bodies surface but not the living people?
All right, that's the story that we are discussing. MUDA chief quits, clock ticking for Siddaramaiah. Let me now welcome Vijay Prasad, spokesperson for the BJP, into the debate. Vijay Prasad, what do you think is the plausible reason for Marigowda sir to quit? I know that he's unwell, that's one of the reasons, and sympathies with him. But what, according to you, are the reasons or is the reason, Vijay?
See, first thing, get well soon to Marigowda. The most important thing, Sudha, today is the most laughable thing that has happened today. And if Karnataka today has seen the most shameless CM, it is Siddaramaiah. A person from head to toe who is involved in scams, corruption, ineffective government, inefficient government, who has brought the Karnataka to standstill. The credit goes to Mr. Siddaramaiah. See, each and every step what Siddaramaiah has taken, the finger points towards him, that he has involved himself into the scams right from the beginning, if you see the chronology of the event, I will take only the last two chronologies of the event that is related to the MUDA scam. After returning the site back to the MUDA, he has proved that he is involved in corruption. And now with the resignation of Marigowda, again the finger points towards Siddaramaiah that he is involved in corruption, and there is directly accepting the fact that there is MUDA scam. And the most important thing is, Sudha, and Siddaramaiah is ensuring that except him, he is taking resignation of all the people around him. If at all the resignation has to be submitted, it is Siddaramaiah who has to submit his resignation first. And if you see the drama that is happening around him, it is the most deplorable thing that has happened to Karnataka today. The Karnataka, first of all, in the last 18 months.
Vijay, let's be Yeah. But what
Okay,
are the...
no, it is-
No,
it
I
is-
can... Vijay, this is what I mean. I want a very straight answer. Do you think Mr. Marigowda was under stress, under pressure from the sitting Chief Minister of Karnataka? Did they have a kind of a difference of opinion? Because the same man was defending Siddaramaiah a month ago and saying, how
Yes,
can
of
you
course,
say he's
Sudha.
corrupt? What went
No,
wrong?
no. Sudha, I totally agree with you. Marigowda was under constant pressure. So he has taken his resignation. And if you see, I want to link this with Valmiki scam. Even Nagendra, who is on bail, and he was made to resign. And the finger was even as far as the Valmiki scam is concerned, the finger was pointing towards Siddaramaiah. He made Nagendra to resign. Even when it comes to MUDA, he has made Marigowda to resign. What is this happening? And today, that is the reason why I said it is the most funny thing that has happened in Karnataka. And if at all Karnataka has seen the most shameless CM, it is Siddaramaiah. Except him, everyone is resigning. Why Siddaramaiah is not resigning? And there is a clarion call within
Resign. Let the law take its own course. No, we are not a banana republic. We don't run kangaroo courts.
See,
No, I'm sorry. I mean, if we all want to resign, I mean, I want you to resign, you want me to resign, then what's the point of a system?
This is what is happening. And if
no,
you
that's-
see the clarion
no.
call within Congress that Siddaramaiah should go. And these people, they are not able to show their face. They are not able to even go to their constituencies where people have
Do you
elected
think
them.
that's a
They are
bit
not
of
able
an exaggeration, Satyaji, that your leaders are not able to go to their constituencies? I see DK Shivakumar traveling everywhere. I mean, he's very gungo about the Bengaluru-Mysuru highway, Kaveri river waters.
I am perplexed and astonished by the words used by my friend Vijay Prakash. What is his word? Shameless, vagera, vagera. We need to understand, at least our chief minister, whenever people have pointed at him, better late than never, has returned the 14 sites or 16 sites to the government. Even Karge's family, when they said before the allotment was even made, allotment was even not even made in Karge's case, we returned it. But look at what these BJP guys have done. Today they gave 200 acres to Chanakya. Most of their MLAs, yes, Ramdas, minister, ex-minister, also has taken similar sites to the tune of 50, 100 sites in Mysore Muda, in BDA. Like what Mrs. Siddaramaiah has done, or Karge's son has done. Can these BJP leaders who have got allotment for their Sangh, RSS and BJP leaders who have taken all the CSIs...
But all this happened when the BJP was...
Right,
but all this happened when the BJP was in rule. And also remember one thing, Satyaji, they are not ruling Karnataka, you are ruling Karnataka. You need to have a moral fabric more than the BJP. Satyaji, let me ask you one thing. I'm just asking you. Even earlier, Marigowda fell ill. He was taken to Mysuru, I think, for treatment. He was not well. Everything happened. What is the reason for this man on my screen to resign? Because now things are closing. Things are moving forward. You see, there is Snemai. Wait a minute, sir.
Marigowda is not the guy who has allotted these 14 sites to
right,
Siddaramaiah.
but he is also the guy who was defending Mr. Siddaramaiah. See, when there is a needle of suspicion.
I am defending Mr. Siddaramaiah.
Yeah, you are, but he is MUDA. He is chair. Why was he hired then as MUDA chairperson? Okay, you tell me, what were his qualifications?
It is a political, MUDA chairman is a political appointment.
Right. So he was close to Siddaramaiah. So he was close to Siddaramaiah or not? You agree or you disagree? Yeah. Suddenly he says in the middle of all this, when MUDA scams burst forth, because one knows that it is not so simple like it looks, he says, please relieve me. I am asking you, Satya Prakash ji, that even if there was a problem, he could have been asked to stay back for some more time. Let the law take its own course. Koi bhag thodi raha hai. No one is running away. Siddaramaiah is holding there and his own ground and saying, I am staying here. The ministers, of course, lot of ministers in your government are meeting each other for dinner and dosa and all that. I am not getting into that. But he could have been asked to stay back. What is this messaging? It is all about the messaging that it is sent, that there is something wrong, Satya Prakash ji.
One thing, if you can allow me to speak. Okay. See, what decision Mr. K Marigowda is a decision that he should take. It is none of my business or anyone's business. And he has cited, what is that, health reasons. And when a person, I think he is nearly 70 years of age, and if he has some problems, tomorrow something happens to his health, will you, I, or anyone be responsible? So it is he and his family who has to decide whether he can take all this, pressure. The pressure of MUDA's chief today is not only just from the agencies. The pressure is from the media. The pressure is from the party. The pressure is on him from the opposition. So he felt that, at this juncture, when so many agencies are after MUDA, it is better that, keeping my health in concern, let someone else head MUDA. That's a decision that he has taken. What can I or you do, Sudha? And we need to respect that decision. Second thing I want to ask the opposition is, if he, who is a close confidant of the Siddaramaiah, is no longer the head of MUDA, it is good for the agencies, it is good for opposition. Let them go, free and fair trial will happen. Let them go to MUDA.
So are you saying that so far the agencies, are you saying, Satyaji, that so far the agencies were feeling like slightly hesitant about investigating Siddaramaiah? Not true. Let me come back after a break. Time for a break. When I come back, I will speak to Vijay of the BJP.
Who am I?
Nobody can crack that mystery.
There is a certain expectation of me.
That's the only contradiction.
Life itself is stranger than fiction.
I was a perfectly normal person born in an abnormal world.
I really didn't understand why is it different.
Just imagine a child who is bullied every day.
Boys school में कुछ लड़का लोग मेरे साथ sexual abuse किए.
मुझे तेरे बारे में सब पता है और मैं तेरा rape कर लूँगा.
You also start to stigmatize.
ये तो time pass है.
Sex doesn't come in the picture. Sex comes very late. Then they are a man-made narrative.
Why do you walk like that? Why do you sway so much? So you can understand the trauma of a person who's trapped in a wrong body.
But nothing can bind light.
We have to reclaim the lost position. We fought for more than 10 years.
Today I'm the mother of the industry.
I'm a first transgender member judge.
You can't walk in everybody's shoes.
This is what I'm comfortable with. They just are what they are.
You become the light yourself.
That is the change that I was looking for.
When I recognize myself is a small story, but it's an interesting one.
How to fulfill that promise? Because ultimately expectations have to be met. If you look at the political landscape, is it really changing for women? And what is the inability of the forces that dead bodies surface, but not the living people?
All right, that's what we are discussing. MUDA chief quits. That is Marigowda. Clock ticking for Siddaramaiah? Perhaps, perhaps not. Vijay Prasad, spokesperson for the BJP in Karnataka, is also with us. Vijay, I want to ask you something. A lot of your party members are also involved or embroiled, is the right word, in the MUDA scam. You know, Satya Prakash asked a very, very valid question. Will they go return the sites? Any plans to return the sites? There are lots of names. There are also names of your alliance partner, that is the Janata Dal Secular. We know it. HDK is also one name which keeps coming up. Any plans to return it? Because you can return the sites according to MUDA laws.
Yeah, see, Sudha, for your pertinent question, it is the Congress government who is in power. Let them probe. Let them probe. If our party members has got the sites out of turn or without any proper process, it is up to them to probe it. Let them probe. They are in the power. See, why this question is coming up only when Siddaramaiah is involved in the MUDA scam. When the opposition, when we are asking his resignation, we are almost, see, we have done the Padaya, bringing out this corruption and the corruption angle. and all those things. Not only MUDA scam, whatever the scams that has happened since the Congress came to power 18 months back, we have brought out to the public notice. Why this question is coming up only now? They are in the power. They have got every right. They are free to do whatever the probe they want to do it. Why do they want to wait till we come at this one? So,
please
Satya, come in. Satya, come in.
Please ask my friend to answer your question straight. Ask him to answer your question straight.
Yeah.
Does BJP, JDS, Kumaraswamy, Yediyurappa, and the Chanakya University, 200 acres near Devanalli, and all the CA lands which were given to Sangh, RSS, does the BJP and JDS have the guts to return all these lands to BDA, MUDA, etc. is the question, Mr. Prakash. Don't run away from the question. Does BJP and JDS have the guts that Siddaramaiah had? This is the question that our friend Sudha is asking. Does BJP and JDS have the morality?
It's about morality. At the end of the day, it's about morality. It's about what you promise the people, the Kannadigas, of doing, that you're above Caesar's wife, that you will do. And that's why Satya Prakash, be that. No, Satya Prakash, Vijay will not answer that. He is not answering me. He is going round and round the mulberry bush.
No.
He is telling we should
30 seconds, Vijay. 30 seconds, Vijay. 30 seconds, Vijay.
Yeah, okay. I will answer. See, if at all the morality, we don't have to learn from Congress. Okay. As far as the MUDA scam is concerned,
see, again, he's not.
No. It is the personal benefit. It is the personal benefit. It is the personal benefit he has obtained. It has been even the court has taken cognizance of it. But and Satya Prakash, the Congress spokesperson, is talking about the Chanakya University. See, Chanakya University. See, who has benefited Chanakya? Has any individual got benefited?
No, this is, we are going everywhere. No, I don't want to. I don't want to deviate. Satya Prakash, last question to you before I wrap up, because I have no time for going around and round. I'm not making a jalebi. The day I do, I'll go. Satya Prakash ji, I want to ask you something. You speak about morality, no? One big crater is Marigowda resigning. Before that was Parvati Siddaramaiah madam saying, I will return everything. Why doesn't Siddaramaiah just step aside till the investigation is over, Satya Prakash? That is morality.
Which chief minister in Karnataka's history has resigned just because of an FIR? Has Yediyurappa resigned?
Right.
Has Kumaraswamy today?
But we've got greats in this country like Prime Minister Lal Bahadur Shastri, who resigned after a train accident. You talk about morality, your party. Get up, no, and do this. You talk about morality because everywhere now people are talking about guilty. He says, keep quiet. The best way is to say.
Did Narendra Modi resign? Did Amit Shah resign? Did all the BJP ministers and chief ministers resign?
That's why I didn't name anyone close by. I went back in history to 1965. At least then.
We are going very back. We are going so
Why
back.
not? It's a Congress's morality. You should have it, no?
Today's politics is different from 1965 politics.
Therefore, whatever is the problem, I agree, sir. I agree, sir.
Value-based politics was order of the day.
They are not even, their hands are also not clean. We know about what happened when that contractor killed himself, died by suicide, I beg your pardon, Santosh. We all know what Ishwarappa did. He resigned. Then today see where he is. We know the kind of 40% everywhere there was commission. But that does not absolve you, Satyaji. I am saying resignation of Marigowda is a very big, it's a perception, sir. More than anything, it is about what people are thinking of the Congress government in Karnataka today. That is the truth and the only truth. I think I've completely run out of time. I would like to thank both of you. Apologies that I do not have more time. I have to go to the rains which are there in Bengaluru, and I hope you and your families, Vijay Prasad and Satya Prakash, all of you are safe and sound. That's the next story which is coming up. Heavy rain lashes Chennai and Bengaluru, both cities brought to a complete standstill.
जानना है देखिए, समझना है तो सुनिए, सीखना है तो पूछिए, और कमाना है तो खरीदिए। जानकारी, सलाह और निवेश सब एक ही सुपर ऐप पर। पैसे का सवाल है तो जवाब है Money9। आजादी पैसे की, अभी डाउनलोड करें।
All right, that's the second story that we are going to discuss. Chennai and Bengaluru drown. What is really the way out? For it happens year after year after year. Heavy rain lashed Chennai and other regions of Tamil Nadu on Tuesday, bringing residential neighborhoods and roads under knee water and led to traffic congestion. Besides effective public transport services, the IMD issued a red alert for parts of the state, predicting isolated extremely heavy rainfall for the next 24 hours, alongside warnings for very heavy rain on 17th as well as 18th of October. Chennai has received heavy downpours since last night. Bus services were impacted in several areas, while Southern Railway announced that 4 trains were cancelled due to waterlogging between Basin Bridge and Vaisarpadi railway stations. Among the affected trains were 5 that were scheduled to depart, and they are as follows: Saptagiri, Yerkadu, Kaveri, Bodhi Nayakanur, Superfast and Tirupati Express. Air travel was heavily impacted too. 12 flights, 6 arrivals and 6 departures were cancelled, including flights from Scoot Airways, which is Singapore, and Oman Air Muscat, which in turn cancelled their return trips. Indigo cancelled flights from Bhubaneswar, Coimbatore, Delhi as well as Visakhapatnam. In view of heavy rainfall forecast, barring essential services, the state government has declared 16th of October as a holiday for schools, colleges and as well as government for the coastal districts of Chennai, Tiruvallur, Kanchipuram and Chengalpet. Of course, the DMK government has been hitting the ground running, with Muka Stalin and his deputy Udayanidhi Stalin making rounds and taking stock. But why is it that Chennai always faces a deluge despite promises every year? Like, what have we really done about the lakes and the water bodies except run riot over them in the name of some kind of a development? That's the Chennai story on your screens right now. You can see Deputy Chief Minister Udayanidhi Stalin, flanked by Dhananjay Maran, distributing relief materials to those impacted by the deluge in Chennai. Yes, they are doing what it takes, there is no doubt about it, but this is done only while it's raining and then everything else is forgotten. Let's now change our focus to Bengaluru, a city which is hailed as a Silicon Valley, but then many are saying it is more like a sinking valley. I know that sounds cruel, but that's how it is. Much like every year, the rains in the past 2 days has brought residents of Yelahanka, Mahadevapura and the city's east zone to their knees, flooding nearly 150 houses and several roads. Localities like Sai Layout in Horamavu, Rachnehalli in Jakur, Kendra Vihar in Yelahanka and NC Colony in Pottery Town were severely impacted. The one question every Bangalorean has asked today and for so many days and each time that it rains is, where is BBMP? Maybe the BBMP is trying its best and was seen draining out water and reaching to the distress for help. But they do this every year and then repeat it and then they do it again and then they repeat it. But amidst all this, and I mean the menace of rain which opens up the killer potholes which swallows hapless people, is the most distressing aspect of Bengaluru. One single downpour and the city's pothole menace is back in full force. Roads across Bengaluru become dangerous and commuters driving gingerly all through praying that they reach home. Take a look at these visuals from Muttanallur Road in Sarjapur and a few visuals from Gundimaya, where motorcyclists and motorists alike are finding it nearly impossible to maneuver. My colleague Mohammad Wajullah has filed this report. Take a look.
We are right now at 17th Cross, Indira Nagar, second stage, and I am right now at the center of this junction where the road leads to 4 different ways. But this entire road has been blocked for 4-wheelers and heavy vehicle, and you can see how the bike also has to maneuver in this road because this entire road has been water clogged with gutter water, and the gutter water is overflowing from this particular drain in this particular area. And if you can see, there has been a board that has been placed there, and vehicle have been stopped from entering this side, and the situation has been the same on this particular side also. But what is more important is the condition of the roads that you can see over here, how dilapidated the condition of this road is, and because of which this entire area is getting affected. And as I'm standing here, the smell of the drain water is even more horrifying, and it's unable for people to stand here because of the stench. But we are here to bring you the situation of this particular spot in Indira Nagar, and this is a posh locality in the center of Bengaluru. This is like the center of Bangalore, and Indira Nagar, as we all know, is a very posh area filled with residential societies, of individual houses, of a lot of stars also stay here in this particular places. But this particular area in Indira Nagar where we are, which is the 17th Cross, is facing such an horrible situation because of the rain and the overflowing drainage in this particular area. Now, because of this particular situation, the road has been blocked in various places, and the vehicles have been asked to divert to another from another road. And this residential of these people have given a lot of complaints to the BBMP, but despite that, there has been no response from them, and it is very clear from what we are showing you on how the situation is in this particular place. There are more and more such places in the city, and all this is because of the unprecedented rain the city has been seeing. And what you're seeing is the result of one day's rain. The IMD has also gone on to say that this is how it is going to be for the next 3-4 days. So if the situation of Bangalore is like this in one day's rain, you can imagine how it is going to be in the next 3 days. And as we also speak, it is still raining in Bengaluru. As you can see, there are droplets of water, and people are trying to come and go in this particular area, and they're trying to move about with as much difficulty as you can see. And this is how it has been. So we'll have to wait and watch how the situation will turn in the coming 3 days, because in one day's rain, Bangalore has been exposed by nature. So we'll have to wait and watch what will happen in the next 3 days and how bad the situation will get.
All right, let me now welcome David Manohar, activist, lake and water bodies from Chennai, and Dr. Anjali Karol Mohan, urban and regional planner. Both of you, a very warm welcome to the show. I'm going to keep it very brief and just get straight to the point so that we can understand. You know, David, first to you. David, tell me something. You know, you are an expert in lakes and water bodies. We see the GST, you know, this GST road in Krompet, which floods every year. My focus is on not this kind of cosmetic thing. I gave you one sari and one dhoti and one food item. That is something you have to do. What is the solution so that we don't face it next year, David Manohar? Please go ahead and tell us what is the biggest problem when there are rains. I cannot blame the rains, but this problem which keeps coming up, that's what I'm going to also ask Anjali, you know, next. But it's your turn first. David Manohar, take it away.
The biggest problem is the WRD, the Water Resources Department, which is totally not functioning.
Okay.
And every year we have this problem, year on year for the past 10 years. And I've been giving representations to all officials, from the revenue secretary to the collector, to clear all the encroachments and diesel these 3 inlet canals of Pallavaram Periyeri, which start from the GST road, which is a national highway.
Right.
So every time there is continuous rain for 15 to 20 minutes, this road gets flooded, and traffic comes to a grind for about 4 or 5 kilometers on either side of the road.
Okay.
So we want this 3 inlet canals to be cleared of encroachments and desilted. This is the permanent solution for this road getting flooded.
All right.
And Right now also,
Yeah.
I've given a representation to the Revenue Secretary and the Revenue Commissioner last week regarding this issue. That is how this came into TOI report.
But why is it that it is always an afterthought, David Manohar? Why is it that they do not know that this is the, northeastern or northwestern or whatever monsoon that is hitting your city? Why do they sleep, whether it is DMK, AI, DMK, anyone, or the civic authorities? I don't think they are really looking at permanent solutions. They only want some band-aid. Band-aid, that's it. Put it, move.
Permanent solutions, they do not want to work. Every year when the monsoon arrives, either the collector or some other official comes there, visits, gives some moral orders and leaves the place. So the next year again the same drama happens.
I know.
So there should be a coordinated, interconnected departmental committee to look into this, because the national highway plus the railway tracks are abutting, they are parallel to this road, GST road.
Okay.
So the railways should also be taken here for the coordination committee to set this right.
All right. Dr. Anjali Karol, I want to come to you, Dr. Anjali. Again, perennial problems which occur every year. We've shown you a report on potholes. These are killer potholes. Of course, Deputy Chief Minister warned them and said, BBMP, get your act together. I do not want to see it, otherwise you'll be sacked. That's what he said. Then he said, everything is good. I'm not sacking anybody. Then one app was introduced. They all said, we can't even download this app. Dr. Anjali, I don't think there is really an intent to do something about these killer potholes and make it easy for those living in Bengaluru. Dr. Anjali Karol Mohan. Please unmute yourself, ma'am.
Thank you so much. And I'm going to take the bigger picture and move beyond the potholes. The government and the political dispensation perhaps has the intention to resolve these issues. I think the issue is largely because of the way cities are growing, and it is a very complex situation. Definitely, there is a problem. Cities are not able to respond, and that's because they have grown at an unprecedented pace, and development, whatever development quote unquote has happened, infrastructure has not kept pace with that. Now that in itself requires a very coordinated approach. Most of our cities are powered or steered by private vehicles. I'm just giving you one example. Now every time it rains in Bangalore, the entire traffic, there's a huge problem with that. Now that's because the roads are not geared to take in those number of cars. Now why are we even speaking about traffic jams? That's because one, we do not have public transport. So I think the issues are very, very complex. And if we were to resolve these issues, it's not just about the potholes that the city has or that the roads had. You need to look at it in multiple dimensions. You need to introduce
Dr. Anjali, Dr. Anjali, I've done around 20 stories on Bengaluru's problems. We've done documentaries on it on TV9 network. My whole problem is that we've looked at it from every prism possible. Well, when we talk to people who are policy makers, they say we can do one thing, the city is growing, we can't stop people from coming to Bengaluru, it's the IT center, etc., etc. All we can do is that what we have, we can make it better. But then when we talk to some experts, they said this is not the way to make it better, because it is not even a temp solution. It is just a very pathetic solution that you do something to a road which is damaged and one downpour and the road caves in.
Sorry, I didn't hear the last part of your question.
One downpour and the road caves in. So it's not even a temp solution. It's a pathetic solution, doctor.
Exactly. So that is why you need to go a proactive way. So as I said, that it is a very multifaceted solution. For example, you need to increase the permeable surfaces in the city. You need to create more greens and blues for the city. You need to protect and conserve them. You need to put in a public transport into the city. You need to control development, quote unquote, which is not encroaching upon your open spaces. So these are some of the solutions, and these are clearly, there's not one solution. These are layered, multifaceted solutions, which requires the government to think across its own silos, have an integrated approach, and start looking at how to
But Dr. Anjali, I'm sorry to sound like very, very like the devil's advocate. or rather like Cassandra, but I don't see any political party caring two hoots about these things. They just want to get on with life and get the votes. David Manohar, let me come to you now. David Manohar, you know, the rains are a big electoral issue also in Tamil Nadu. I mean, we saw that parties do whatever it takes to show. Do you think that any political party, whether it's a DMK, AIDMK, any party, these are the two parties which keep coming to power, have any kind of a will to say, okay, this is what it is, the Buckingham Canal or any other canals and water bodies, we will take a permanent solution? David Manohar, does it matter?
I don't think they don't have the spine to do that.
Yeah,
that is
exactly. Yeah.
Keeping on, we have a recurring problem of this. See, whatever rainfall we have, I think it can be stored in all the water bodies if all the water bodies are desilted and the interlinking canals are kept clean of encroachments and silt. So this is a big thing which the political parties should address immediately. That is why it is keeping on recurring every year, and they spend 4,000, 5,000 crores on building stormwater drains. I don't think it is necessary. If you keep the natural waterways clear of encroachments, that is more than enough.
Absolutely, and very well said, David Manohar, that you do the basics and get on with the basics before really planning the big picture and taking, like DK Shivakumar now is planning a highway, then an air tunnel. Doesn't really mean much. Get the basics right. Thank you very much. I've completely run out of time. David Manohar, thank you very much. Dr. Anjali Karol Mohan, thank you so much for joining us on this broadcast. Next coming up, story from Karnataka. Karnataka High Court says raising Jai Shri Ram slogan in a mosque does not outrage religious feelings of any section and is not an offence. That's the story, and I can't comment on it, it's the court. But it says shouting Jai Shri Ram slogan in mosque, not an offence. The Karnataka High Court, while hearing a case, said that raising the slogan of Jai Shri Ram inside a mosque does not outrage the religious feelings of any class, and that it is not an offence to shout the slogan inside a mosque. A single division bench headed by Justice Nagaprasanna made this observation as he quashed the criminal case against two men who were called Sachin Kumar and Kirtan Kumar, who were accused of insulting the religious beliefs of citizens by shouting Jai Shri Ram in a mosque in Kadaba in Karnataka's Dakshina Kannada district. Both the accused had been booked under section 295A, which is deliberate and malicious acts intended to outrage religious feelings, section 447, punishment for criminal trespass, and section 505, which is punishment for criminal intimidation. Justice Nagaprasanna, however, observed that it was ununderstandable, and that is SIC, because that's exactly how he said it, as to how shouting the Jai Shri Ram slogan would constitute an offence under section 295A. The judge also added that acts that have no effect on bringing out peace or destruction of public order will not lead to an offence under section 295A of the IPC. Concluding his remarks, Justice Nagaprasanna said that permitting further proceedings against the petitioners would become an abuse of process of law and result in the miscarriage of justice. Interesting story, one must concede. And we've come to the end of the South Indian, and as promised, I leave you with some of the other top headlines from the south of India. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.
In the heart of New York, an Indian spectacle unfolds. Step into the world of the elite saga, featuring influential Indians who've rocked the globe. From culinary geniuses,
this has been nothing less than a dream.